I've always hiked alone. There's something about the rhythmic crunch of leaves beneath my boots, the hush of the forest pressing in from all sides that helps me reset. This time, I wanted something different, something off the grid. A ranger at a gas station in a mountain town told me about an old trail, unmarked, out past the East Ridge. "Not many go that way anymore," he said, with a crooked smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "But it'll give you solitude, all right." The trailhead was barely visible, just a dent in the underbrush behind a wall of black pines. No signs, no markers. Just the forest, swallowing the path like it didn't want to be found. Perfect. I stepped through the veil of trees and walked. Day 1. At first, it felt like any other hike. The air was cool and clean, birdsong threading through the trees. But as I pressed deeper into the woods, something shifted. The trail narrowed unnaturally, winding between gnarled roots and towering trunks that seemed older than time. The sunlight dimmed, though it was barely past noon, and a strange hush settled over everything. No wind, no birds. I shrugged off the unease, telling myself I was just spooked by the unfamiliar. Still, when I came across a small wooden sign half buried in moss that read, "Keep left," I paused. There was no fork in the trail, no alternate path, just that single word, left, pointing toward the dense woods. I kept going straight. That night, I set up camp near a crag overlooking the forest canopy. I boiled some instant noodles and watched the stars flicker to life. But something wasn't right. The constellations were wrong. Orion's belt was twisted sideways. The North Star pulsed like a heartbeat. Sleep didn't come easy. I dreamed of a cabin with no doors, only windows, hundreds of them, and behind each one, something watched me, breathing in sync with the wind. Day 2. I woke to find my compass spinning. I tapped it, shook it, set it on a rock, still spinning. My phone was dead, though I'd charged it before I left. I chalked it up to some magnetic anomaly in the mountains, maybe iron deposits. I laughed nervously, the sound loud and hollow. The trail grew thinner as I moved forward, almost deliberately evasive. At times, it disappeared entirely, forcing me to rely on instinct. The trees were too close, their bark warped and split like twisted smiles. Sometimes, I'd see movement just beyond the corner of my eye, quick, lurching shapes that vanished when I turned. At noon, I found the cabin. It stood in a clearing that I swear hadn't been there moments before. One second, I was pushing through thick brush, and the next, open space, like someone had carved a perfect circle out of the forest. The cabin was old, with blackened timber and a moss-covered roof. It didn't look abandoned. Smoke curled from the chimney, though I smelled no fire. I should have turned back, but curiosity, or maybe something deeper, pulled me forward. I knocked. No answer. The door creaked open by itself. Inside, it was warm, too warm. The fire in the hearth glowed steady and low. The furniture looked handmade, carved from thick logs. On the wall hung a faded photograph. A man standing in the same cabin, expressionless, eyes just slightly too large. The same photograph repeated on every wall, dozens of copies. The man always the same, the background shifting subtly. Day, night, storm, snow. The only constant was him. I backed out, heart hammering. The door didn't want to open at first, like it had grown roots. When it finally gave way, the forest outside had changed. Day 3. The trail was gone. I wandered for hours, or maybe days. Time melted into itself. The light filtering through the trees stayed a permanent dusk, never shifting. I marked trees with my knife, 3 slashes, clean and deep, but later, I'd find the same mark already waiting on a different tree, like I was following myself. Once, I heard my own voice whispering my name from somewhere ahead. I ran. I don't remember what I saw, only that it was wearing me like a poorly made suit. That night, I found the cabin again. I screamed, threw rocks at it, circled the clearing twice, and came right back to the front door. Smoke from the chimney, that same low fire inside, a fresh bowl of soup on the table, steaming. I didn't go in. I slept outside, curled against the base of a tree, knife in hand. In my dreams, the forest unfolded like origami, revealing layer after layer of things that were never meant to be seen. I saw the man from the photograph, skin stitched together with bark, smiling with a mouthful of pine needles. He whispered, "You should have kept left. The last day." I don't know how long I've been here. My food ran out. My voice is hoarse from screaming. Every time I try to leave, I end up back at the cabin. Sometimes it's older, sometimes newer. Once it was burned down completely, but still the door opened, and that smell, cedar and rot, welcomed me inside. I went in today. The photos were gone. In their place were windows just like in my dreams, hundreds of them. All of them looking in, not out. I saw myself in every one, but not as I am. One version was missing eyes. Another had bark growing from its skin. One had no mouth, just a wide, endless grin. They stared back at me, mimicking every movement a beat too late, like broken marionettes. In the center of the room stood the man, the thing. He wore my face now, stretched tight over something too tall, too thin. He raised a finger to his lips and whispered, "Shh, you're home now." I tried to run. The door led to more windows. The windows led to woods. The woods led to trail. And the trail led to the cabin. Always back to the cabin. I'm writing this on the back of an old map I found in a drawer. If you find it, if you're reading this, don't go off the marked paths. If you see a sign that says, "Keep left," do it, no matter what. Because once the forest sees you, you never really leave.